Yeah, email still works, but yours aren't getting opened enough. And I'm going to give you 3 simple tips to help you with that today. Hello, this is Tad Fulford with Rise Up in Real Estate, and I believe that email is still one of the top marketing tools that we can use in any business, but we need to get people to read them and we need to get people to open them and consume the content. And I'm gonna give you 3 quick tips today that you can change right away in your email campaigns, whether it's to groups of people or individuals. 3 things you can do that will help your emails gain more eyeballs for longer. Remember, studies show now that the attention span of our reader is about 2 or 3 seconds. That's why video is key. You've seen some videos that I've done in the past about videos about video, because people will watch it if you can catch their attention. Videos are consumed like crazy. Email, number 2, is the second thing that you can use to market, but you got to use these 3 tips. Number 1, your subject line needs to be a catcher. It needs to be just an eye grabber. It needs to get their attention right away, and it needs to have a hook or something that makes them want to have the answer to a question that you put there. It's simply something that says something in the subject line that draws their attention to, I've got to read this email or I'm going to miss out on what's to come. Do yourself a favor. I don't encourage watching the news, but watch the news for a couple of nights and watch what they do. Watch right at the beginning of the telecast, right when the 6 or 7 o'clock news comes on in your area. Watch what they do. They simply just give you hook after hook after hook, and the news show is them answering all of those hooks. Spend more time thinking about your subject line than you do writing the content of your email, and you'll get more people to open it and consume the content. Second thing that you can do in order to increase your email effectiveness is have more white space. And what do I mean by white space? Well, if you are writing most of your emails in paragraph form, like we were taught in grammar school, paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, like you do an introduction, you do a paragraph, then you do another paragraph, then another paragraph, then you do a closing, you're doing it all wrong. Studies show that you have to have white space to encourage people to read along. Social media was one of the culprits of this fact. Social media is a place where you can go and most of the time grab quick attention to a few things, and it's a short post and a few simple sentences. You should translate more of that to your email campaigns as well. Do a sentence and then skip a line, start a new sentence, do a sentence, skip a line. And these sentences, remember, should be answering and addressing your hook. Also, another thing about white space, don't start the email by saying, "Hi, this is Tad Fulford. I hope that you are doing well, Chris. I hope the weather is treating you nicely and you're enjoying this time of year," because you have to capture their attention in the first few seconds. If you talk to them about the politeness of things, like you should do if you're meeting someone in person, and I'm all about being polite, but if you spend too much time being polite at the beginning of your email, they're going to stop reading your content because they get bored right away. It's nice to wish them well, but do that when you see them in person. You should begin right away to address the hook or the subject line that you put a few moments before. If you go back and listen to this video, you'll see that I did exactly that. I oftentimes try to lead with a hook, I introduce myself briefly, and then I dive right into the content. Your email should do the same thing. You should hit the enter button way more on your emails than you're doing now. Spread it out, make it long form, make it easier for them to scroll through and read. Give it white space and be concise. The third thing, and probably the most important thing that you need to do in your email campaigning, is be consistent. And this is especially true in marketing if you're trying to use email as an outreach to a database of customers or clients or sphere or associates or anything like that. You have to be consistent. And you have to be consistent regardless of the results. Continue to do the things that you know you should do in order to get results. Don't worry about the results, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Don't worry about the results. Worry more about the process. But your emails need to be consistent. You're probably not sending emails enough. Did you hear what I just said? That's a crazy idea, huh? Because your email inbox is filled with things that you don't want. But you know why? Because they're not effectively done. I mean, the news is on 3 times a day, and people are watching it 3 times a day, because whether or not you agree or disagree with the news, it is captivating. They know how to use hooks. They're concise. and they are consistent. And these are the things that you need to do in an email campaign in order to be more effective in your outreach. So again, 3 things you have to do in order to be effective in your emailing is number 1, have an incredible subject line. Number 2, use more white space. And number 3, maybe most importantly, be consistent. Again, this is Tad Fulford with Rise Up in Real Estate, and I hope this video helps you rise up.